What's going on, everyone? Here with Connor and Brittany from Connor and Brittany. I'm your host today, Ted Carr, and today we're in Costa Rica. We just met each other at the farmer's market like a couple hours ago. I was with Doug and crew shopping for fruits.
Good avocados.
Good avos, yeah.
Really, really good.
And then saw Connor and Brittany, went over them with my bag of 4 avocados. Started talking for a bit. By the time I had to go back to shopping, I only ate 3 avocados. And I was like,
yeah, we took it.
Brittany, did you take my avocado? And Connor's immediately like, no. Brittany's like, I don't think so.
Really
and then a minute later, I'm like at the other end of the market. Connor walks over, bro, your avocado's on the floor.
Because that's what friends do.
I kicked it.
You said that?
That's how I found it. I found it with a kick. Yeah. So.
And a little bruise, so I ate it right there on the spot. Connor actually shared a bit of it.
I had a little tax.
Super good, dude. Yeah. Worth it, dude.
Amazing avocado.
So, you guys are raw vegan like myself, primarily? 100%, 90%?
Oh, I would say I'm more like probably 40%.
40% raw vegan?
I'm 100% plant-based.
Oh yeah.
But
I don't know if you're serious.
Only 40% raw.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea. Is this like public knowledge on the online?
Yeah.
What? I had no idea.
Yeah, right.
So
Some beans.
No way, dude. This is so cool. We have this live. I don't know if you're shitting me right now.
No, I'm not shitting you.
Cool. So you bought some cooked food?
No, I didn't bring any cooked food, but I bought some food to cook at the market, like some tubers,
That's
some
so
plantains.
Cool. I remember you did the funniest video on Handyman Bananas.
Yeah.
Where you're like, at the end of the video or something, you drank some orange juice, and you're like, I forget what you said, but you're like, oh, fuck, I'm not raw anymore or something. It was just so funny because it was orange juice.
Yeah, it was a whole spoof on people being like really uptight about like cooked juice or not cooked juice, which this was like 5 years ago when I think people were like really like, oh, gotta be 100% or death. So I just was making a spoof about that. But yeah, I've been eating probably primarily, as in more than 50%. Well, I don't know. It's probably about 50-50.
I say you have two raw meals a day and 2 cooked meals a day.
Yeah. So
you're a 4-mealer.
I'm a 4-mealer, yeah.
You intermittent fasting at all?
No, not really.
Wake up and eat?
Only when I get sick or something like that. And I do have some times where I choose to have an extended night fast, you know. So like eating at like 10 and stopping eating at like 4 or 5. But for the most part, I feel like I really need a lot of food. I crave a lot of food.
Cool.
So I eat a lot of food.
And obviously all plant-based,
Yeah, all plant-based.
Sweet, man. And Brittany, same as you, or?
No, I can't do the cooked. It just doesn't feel that good.
So you're 100% raw, 90% raw?
I would say, I don't know what percentage-wise, but yeah, I pretty much eat like fruit during the day and then salad at night, and like sometimes I'll have cooked veggies on my salad.
What's the best cooked food, do you guys think, for people who want to be like, get the benefits of raw? What's the best cooked food they can eat besides pasteurized juice? Because that's my answer.
I think that
pasteurized juice is the best.
Well, I think I pretty much I can't digest most cooked food, so I would say like for me, the best cooked veggies are like ones that I could eat raw, but are just a little easier to eat cooked. So like eggplant is really good for me.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, or carrots.
Yep.
Plantains are pretty amazing.
So that was my second answer. I was gonna say cooked juice.
Super ripe plantains.
Cooked fruit juice #1 because it's liquid.
But
then you cooked fruit.
Yeah, tomatoes.
Cooked fruit that you could eat raw.
Yeah.
Like plantains. Then cooked fruit that you couldn't eat raw, like squash.
Or ulu, breadfruit.
Yeah, breadfruit.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Plantain and breadfruit right there.
Yeah.
And then moving more into like tubers or something like
veggies.
That. And yeah, probably the veggies a little bit before the tubers. And then last like a little bit below that, I would say like the grains and the
I'd say pseudo grains.
What are pseudo grains? Oh yeah,
things like grains, but they're actually seeds.
Yeah,
right. Okay.
Which is really weird. Quinoa's a seed.
I didn't know
but
that.
you cook it and it's just carb and protein.
Amazing. Quinoa is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like everybody's digestive system is a little bit different and changes over time. Like mine changed hugely over the last 5.5, 6 years since changing my diet initially. And I think yours is too, and like all the people we talk to, like this thing will work and then this thing won't. So it's really just like what's going to be best for you is what's best for you.
How do you feel after a cooked meal, and how do you feel after a cooked meal? Like you said, it doesn't really work for you. How do you two feel differently?
I don't really think I have cooked meals as much, so I would say, I don't really.
You just have little bits of.
Yeah, like I would have like on my salad, I might have like some cooked veggies.
Right.
But.
So it's in addition to the raw stuff.
Yeah, And that feels pretty fine. Like the difference I notice is when I'm on like a fruit, like if I'm just having melons for X amount of time or whatever, that feels significantly different to me than having like greens and anything that's more complicated to digest, or like avocado.
For sure.
And I just feel lighter, I think. It's the biggest thing, like lighter in my mind, lighter in my body.
Yeah, I think that lighter feeling is something I really notice when I'm eating all raw compared to eating any amount of cooked. And then more like grounded or heavy or however you want to describe it when I eat cooked food. And if I wake up and eat cooked food, I don't feel as good as when I wake up and I'm in that kind of like light place and I hydrate and I go through my morning activities, my self-love activities. I'm staying closer to fruit, these like higher vibe kind of foods. And then as the day progresses, the food for me kind of starts to add like some more cooked, some more protein, some more fat. Right. It's still largely and probably primarily carb based, certainly compared to most diets. But I do eat more proteins and more fats than your typical like 95 fiber, 80-10-10 or whatever.
So many typical 95-5s out there. Yeah, if you're 95-5, I mean, I would try it for a bit.
Yeah.
And it was cool, but I got body fat tested after being 95-5 for like 3 months back in the day.
Yeah.
18% body fat.
Huh. Oh, interesting.
No, I believed in the fat you eat is fat you wear. And I was just doing endurance, no verts, with no strength training, so I didn't have any muscle mass, so my body fat was super high, even though I looked super lean.
Interesting.
So there's anorexic who look super lean, but they're 50% body fat because they got no muscle.
Yeah.
So overt fat-free didn't really work for me back in the day. Now I'm doing much more overts. I probably eat like 20-30% from fat when I can, which is quite often. Yeah. Unless I'm away somewhere and there's no avos. So yeah, I do a bit higher fat as well. All raw still, and I think like what you're saying was super cool about how you can feel the contrast between the lightness and the heaviness. And I think for people who are striving to be 100% raw, that contrast is there to show you, hey, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel light or do you want to feel heavy? It's neither one is right or wrong. Like if you want to feel heavier or denser or more grounded, like you said, cool, do that. And if you want to feel extremely light and clear-minded, perhaps, or maybe even just like floating for bits, then do raw. But that contrast, when you slip up even and eat some cooked food, just learn from that and be like, hey, it's just a feeling that you get when you eat it. It's not like your life is like back to square one, you gotta start raw all over again. Like I've been raw for over 9 years, but the first couple of years I slipped up like over 100 times. And then the couple of years after that, maybe slipped up like 20-30 times, and less each year after that. But each time I slipped up, it's not like, oh, I'm not raw anymore, I gotta start back day one. It's like you guys doing acro yoga. I'm sure there are days when you don't do acro yoga.
Right.
And you're like, oh, we're not acro yogis anymore.
And sometimes those are like some of the most important days because we have to integrate, we have to like learn from those times, we have to rest.
Recover.
So yeah, man, I think those slip-ups are some of the most important times, you know?
So valuable.
And they're not mess-ups like you're saying. Like I think that's been such a learning experience for me with diet initially, and then bringing that understanding into other areas of my life. You know, nothing's really a mistake. We're just trying stuff out. We're experimenting. And sometimes we need to kind of maybe step back a minute so that we can go forward again.
Yeah, and really appreciate what you had.
Totally.
Really appreciate what you had. When I go these long streaks of just eating, like, for example, no fats, no overt fats, and then I go back to eating some fat, I'm like, whoa, it actually dampens me. Yeah. It actually like lowers my vibe a bit, but it makes me feel a bit stronger.
Yeah.
Then when I go back to just fruit with no fat, I'm like, I'm so much lighter, I'm so much more clear-minded, my digestion's way better on no fat. But I feel a bit weaker, so it's a little bit of a trade-off there, but that contrast is like really important to tune into. I think most people aren't even tuned in at all, so once you start tuning in, you can start learning a lot. But diet is just one part of life. You guys have mastered or working on mastering many parts of life. I want to talk with you guys, but you mentioned your self-love practices in the morning. Yeah. Do you both do the same ones, or?
We have some overlap in our self-care.
Definitely have a lot of overlap, and we definitely have some contrasting stuff that we do.
Yeah, we both have like a lot of oral hygiene that we do in the morning, and then like meditation type stuff. But then like I like journaling. Connor, you do art.
Right. Connor's art's dope.
Yeah.
And Brittany hasn't let me read Barry yet, so.
She's
maybe
great, right?
after.
But yeah, if you guys want to see Connor's art, by the way, link in the description.
Thanks.
You see all his artwork there. It's super
badass.
sick. So you do drawing, you do some writing. Do you both do like, what else do you do?
We have movement practices, you know, like together and on our own.
And then we have communication, you know, and I think like that's something we love doing. We love relating.
Cool.
We love nonverbal communication. We love verbal communication. And I think we're able to, like that's a self-love practice, even though it's shared. So we get to like share these self-love practices with each other and use each other as a mirror. You know?
Do you want to give like maybe it's awkward, maybe it's not, but could you do like a 1-minute example right now between you two?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just set the invisible timer and just go for it.
Hi.
Hey.